Captains, brothers, sisters, welcome to Photoshop with Nav. Now before we begin, I just want to say a huge Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim followers out there. I hope you guys are enjoying your day, you know, with your new swag. So some of you guys might remember that a few years ago, Turkish Airlines released this Eid Mubarak livery. Now I thought this was actually quite impressive because it was the first time that an airline went out this far to make an Eid Mubarak livery. But it's actually quite sad how airlines haven't replicated something quite similar. So I thought, since I make my own liveries, well actually not my own but airline liveries, why not make something of my own? So there are three criteria to this livery. One is the airline, second is the plane, and the third is the design. Now for the airline, I wanted to choose an airline which is actually quite active with their PR. So, you know, like festivals like Eid, Christmas, Diwali, all of the major celebrations, I want an airline that is actually quite out front with that. So I did a quick search to see which airlines are actually quite active with their PR, and it came out that Emirates Airline is actually quite active. So I thought, you know what, since I haven't done Emirates before, it would be quite good to use them. Now for the plane, I decided to use the 777X. Now since the 777-300ER is actually my favourite plane, and Emirates have ordered a bunch of 777Xs, I thought it'd be nice to include that plane. And lastly, the design. Well, I'll actually be talking about the design in the voiceover. So without further ado, let's jump in to the voiceover. I hope you guys didn't wet your nappy there, man. So yeah, anyways, back to the time lapse. So whenever I start my liveries, I usually lay down the outlines of the main design, so I know beforehand what it would actually look like. Now at first, the initial idea was for me to apply the whole livery scheme on the entirety of the fuselage. Like literally go all out, because I wanted it to be eye-catching in a sense, you know. But if you actually look at some of their Expo 2020 liveries, it's not actually covering the whole of the fuselage. It's either the middle of the plane or the back end of the plane. So essentially I wanted to carry that scheme into this livery essentially. Like I wanted to have my own spin on things, but also keep true to the main theme of the Emirates livery, you know, if that makes sense. So the main inspiration for this idea, which you guys will see in a bit, was actually taken from the airline Batik Indonesia, which is an airline from Indonesia, if it wasn't obvious enough. Firstly, I really liked their patterns, and secondly, I liked how their livery was simple, yet it was effective, with it covering the tail and also the back end of the fuselage. Now I really liked that, so I wanted to use that idea, but also continue the pattern scheme up to halfway of the body, which is where the Emirates logo will essentially begin. Now I really love their designs. Like whenever I think of Eid, I usually associate it with colours, patterns, mosaics, you know, like vibrant things, because it reflects the beauty in a sense. So I searched for Batik Indonesia designs, and I was presented with a huge array of designs to choose from. Of course, me being me, I chose the one which had the most colour, which is the one you're seeing on screen. Now because I decided to cover the entire tail with the design and get rid of the Emirates livery flag, I had to incorporate the flag into the livery one way or another, because that's like one of the main things of the Emirates livery, you know, you get what I mean. So for a long period of time I was thinking, how the hell can I put the flag without ruining the design? So as I was fine-tuning the pattern, it looks kind of bland how the pattern transitioned from a colourful to a boring white, which was the paint of the body. So I thought, to make it more lively, why not put the colours of the flag next to the angles of the pattern, which is you're seeing on screen. And to be honest, I think it turned out to be a quite good move. I think it looks quite good. So yeah, as you can see, we're nearly towards the end of the fuselage, and I'm adding the Arabic Eid Mubarak text, which will be placed on the patterns. I had to make sure that it was thick enough to read from a distance, because I was working zoomed in, and it was fine until I zoomed out, which was actually quite difficult to read. Oh yeah, I wanted to add, because I couldn't find the Arabic text for Al Emirates, so as you can see, I'm on Google looking for various pictures, trying to find a decent picture which I can use to grab the Arabic text. Legit though, even though official Emirates logos didn't have the Arabic text, so I had to work around that. But it's no biggie, we got it done, And this is the final version of the livery, guys. So as you can see, guys, I've changed the design on the tail to include the Arabic text. When I rendered the final version, I asked a friend for feedback, and he said that the tail looks actually quite bland, and he said that it needed some kind of text or something on there to make it more lively. So I decided to add the Al Emirat text onto the tail. You know, overall, I actually like it. You know, the lines could have carried on to the tail because it looks kind of incomplete when it just finishes at the body. Perhaps I could have done something with that. But overall, it's eye-pleasing. You know, I'm happy with that. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Of course, let me know of any suggestions or anything that I could have done to improve it. And before I go, I just want to say a huge Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim followers out there. I pray that this month is fully accepted from God and that you've come out as better people. And also to my non-Muslim brothers out there, I hope you guys enjoy this day also, and hope you remain happy and fruitful and blah 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 blah. So guys, if you have any thoughts or any suggestions or anything, then leave them in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next Photoshop livery. Peace.